Next, we'd like to call up Mel Vernon, Captain San Luis Rey Band of Mission Indians. Here he is.
Just like to say thank you for the people that are putting this on. Thank you for sharing. I mean, this is my education. I'm a little bit more localized. We're at Oceanside area, San Diego. My tribe, the San Luis Rey Band of Mission Indians, is we don't have land. We're not federally acknowledged, and but what we do have is our culture, and as the people that were here are First Nations. We step up to the plate. We are kind of blessed to have people in our tribe that are educated and went to college. I myself didn't do that. The path I took was music, playing rock and roll and doing that. I started off playing rock and roll, then went to classic rock, and now I'm playing oldies, and it's the same songs. We were playing music to the Rincon seniors the other day, and it's I guess I'm just selfish. I like doing what I like to do and getting applause. There was a time, as you know, Anthony's talking about his education. We used to fly to Hawaii and play those corporate gigs back in the day. We played the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia, when I was surprised that little plastic waters cost $1. I mean, taking it back. So I had a lot of joy in doing that, and it's also freed me up to come to places like this throughout at different times. I went to, my tribe got together and sent me to Washington, D.C. to be a part of a conference that was going to talk about changing some of the rules of federal acknowledgement. And I got there, and I found out that at the place we met with federal acknowledgement people, that most of the people that were there weren't happy about federal acknowledgement. It was like going to marriage counseling for divorcees. It was not a happy place. And I can see that as my education is what I do, and I try to understand what's happening and project to what hasn't changed by looking at California history, so much that happened to the Native people here with the mission systems. You know, it was about what Steve Newcomb had said. It was about taking control and conquering and taking your belief systems and your food and your land. That being said, what I've done, I wondered what happened to the artifacts of our people. So I joined the Archaeological Center and became a board member for 5 years. So I got to talk to anthropologists, the people that are doing the educated scientific things of what happens, and I understand something. I understand that what you think is valuable to your people isn't necessarily valuable to the people that are doing the studying, and your sacred sites get destroyed. Your ancestors are disturbed, so you have to go there and make it right again. But these are the same developments that are going for the schools. Maybe this place is built on a site. But because you care, you show up and you do what you got to do. And you understand that the system and the laws are put together in a certain way that it benefits a certain part of progress. And so you have to understand what that progress is. And you have to show up into these places that you don't want to be. And you have the people who are educated in those laws show up to help you preserve what you have to. I find myself because of my title is I have to do what I have to do. Even though I might not like it, I might not agree with it, but it's what you have to do what you believe and to be right. And it's not all a loss, by the way. You know, we do have some wins along the way, Our cultural department of our tribe, Saving Sacred Sites, works with the cities of Oceanside, Vista, Escondido, and a lot of areas. And when we have our attorneys that are part of our tribe that are step up to the plate and have done valuable work and are pretty well respected in what they do, because we do things in a way that, let's just say, a good way. So that being said, one of the issues that's happening that I find people are calling me about is that the Santa Onofre power plant and the 3.6 million pounds of radioactivity rods are going to be left there. So it kind of brings us together on an issue that we're all kind of we're all endangered of something that happened maybe along the lines of Fukushima. Maybe that's not true. I mean, maybe it won't happen, but the fear or the possibility of that being because of where it's at, earthquakes, being there, it's so close to the ocean, and I think it was at 50 million people might be, or 50 miles or 50 million, lots of people will be affected if this happens. So in a sense, this brings us to, we have to come to the table and meet with the people and what can we do? And this also brings us to the point of how powerless we are in some ways. And this is just goes across Indian country. How much power do they have to control their environment? Well, this is being shared with us now as all of us are going to be exposed to this problem. And then it brings to that reality. How did we get to this place? What can we do about it? Camp Pendleton is right there. We haven't heard much of what they think, what's going on. So that's another question. I also heard the mission systems. I sit on the board of the Old Mission Foundation at Mission San Luis Rey, and I can say that our relationship is at least respectable to each other as we are right now. A lot of times, these missions are run by people that maybe don't have respect for Native people, and some of them do because of the types that people change and positions change and people change. So you get personalities. It seems to be that right now we have a good working relationship with them. We're going to have a powwow June 10th and 11th there. You're all welcome to come and celebrate our culture on a place where our village sites, we're right there. A lot of people that have missions maybe don't have that relationship, but as it is right now, we're lucky we do. And saying that, we have to work with people. The people that are running that, let's back to that nuclear power plant, are the people we have to work with. So it's going to have to be, we can't disconnect so much from our polarize as much as what's going to happen is that we're going to have to work with those people, whatever it is, for the benefit of all of us. And one of the things that I'll say back is people that develop places, they do it projections of 50 years maybe. 50 years. When this place was just a ranch, somebody had it, was laying it out. There's streets and there's towns and they're all connected. This is nothing new. Back to Steve, the language of conquering is always, it goes back, it's a long time, it has deep roots. The fact that we're surprised that these are happening, we're just maybe the last to know, but this day was planned, you know, this day was planned that when you use fuels or whatever it is, things are left. It's kind of like, 4th of July on the beach. After the party's over, you see what's left. But it's hard to leave the party when it's happening. When the rods were in use, people were concerned, but it didn't quite sink in. Now that the circus has left the town, we can see what happened, and that's for us to come together to make something good happen. And as someone was saying, Adela, that we shouldn't necessarily poison somebody else's land because it's on us. So to do something that's the right thing to do, that's the hard thing to do. Thank you.